Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about if you're feeling stuck in life, then watch this. So, if you're feeling stuck, whether it's to do with your career, you're wondering what you want to do with your life, or you're just in a bit of a rut at the moment, then I've got a few things that may help. So, whenever I personally get in some kind of rut, or I'm just feeling a bit off, feeling a bit stuck, and I'm not quite sure what to do, basically. What I remind myself of is something that Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say. And he used to say, if you're unsure of your purpose and what you want to do with your life, if you're unsure basically of those kinds of things, then find a way to be of service, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly how you envisioned right away. It doesn't even have to be something that you particularly really like doing or want to do, but just find a way today that you can be of service. It could be that you join up to volunteer to help with something, with some kind of cause. Or it could be that you just sort of like change your approach to what you're already doing. So it could be that you've already got a full-time job and now you start, instead of focusing on what you're getting, you start focusing on actually just delivering the service to customers or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Just trying to do what you can basically to the best of your ability and just being of service, because sometimes that's all that you can do, especially if you're feeling a bit low, if you're feeling a little bit stuck in life. Then sometimes it's good to just reframe what's happening with you. Even if because you might not enjoy your job, you may not enjoy your circumstances right now, but instead of taking the focus off of you and your pain and your suffering, turn the focus on to just actually just giving service and to just doing the best job that you possibly can do for the people that may be needing you. And it may be the case that you don't really see how you can do that, so then you do join up to perhaps do volunteering, because that is something where you are actually making a difference, depending on the charity of course and who you're volunteering for. But that's a great way that you can feel a little bit unstuck. And what's great about that is when you can actually see that you're helping people and you're putting your best foot forward and you're doing the best that you can basically for others, that raises your self-esteem, because you see that you're actually making a difference. And sometimes that may be all that you do need, right, to give yourself that little bit of a boost. And perhaps while doing that and while volunteering or just doing your job to the best of your ability and serving others, you realize that actually what you're doing is not so bad, right? Because sometimes we can kind of get stuck in our own heads and focusing on what we're getting or what's happening with us or not happening with us, because sometimes we can get angry about things not happening for us at what we want to, or life not being exactly how we envisioned it when we were younger and what we were hoping to achieve in this life. So sometimes we can get very upset about that and very much in our own heads, and we forget that basically what ultimately we should be trying to do is just be give service to other people and just trying to be useful to humanity rather than just thinking about ourselves all the time. So I think sometimes reframing that is a good thing. Now, of course, I'm not saying that you shouldn't find better circumstances for yourself. Obviously be aware of what you are getting in this life and also be actively trying to change that if you can. Obviously you need to be doing that. There's no need for you to stay stuck in the same place. As Jim Rohn would say, you're not a tree. You can move around if you want. You can get a different job. You can create a different life for yourself. But sometimes these things do take time. But while the time is going, basically, and you're trying to get out of there, just try and do the best job that you can and be of service to other people and make a difference. And that will raise your self-esteem. So another thing that will raise your self-esteem is just by doing anything, because if maybe that's the problem here, maybe you do have just low self-esteem and that's probably why you're feeling a bit stuck. That could be the reason why. So there's a quote by Dale Carnegie that I love, and I use it at the end of my videos these days, and that is, inaction breeds doubt and fear, action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit at home and think about it. Go out and get busy. So if you want to have more confidence, if you want to have more courage in life, then start taking action. Take action on your goals. Work towards something meaningful to you. It could be as simple as just, getting some exercise, things like that. And that can really, really benefit you. But fear is caused by inaction, by not doing anything, by just sitting at home and thinking about it. So if you want to conquer fear, then go out and get busy, right? And that will raise your self-esteem also, because you'll see that you're actually doing something, you're actually achieving something, you're tackling your to-do list every single day, and that kind of thing really does help boost your self-esteem because you're being productive. Okay? And when you're being productive, you tend to feel quite good about yourself because you feel like you're getting stuff done, even if the steps are small, like even if you're not taking massive action and perhaps the progress that you're seeing is really minuscule and you can't really see it, but progress is still progress, and that's what you've got to keep in mind. Sometimes we can often overwhelm ourselves as well with our tasks. So what I say to people who sometimes feel overwhelmed by their to-do list is to scale back, right, on the things that you need to do. Because some people get, they have these like crazy to-do lists, like, oh yeah, I'm going to work out every morning for 2 hours, and then I'm going to be at work all day, and then I'm going to come home, and then I'm going to go to the gym again, then I'm going to work on my business for 5 hours, crazy stuff like that, right? That's just huge, and it may be okay for some people, right? But if you've not been able to stay consistent with that kind of thing, if you've got a to-do list that you kind of dread and you procrastinate on it because you've made it too big for yourself, essentially. Now, obviously, if you can do all those things, then that's amazing. But if you feel like you're struggling, then it may be because you need to scale back, right? It could be instead of doing an hour of exercise, you just aim to just do 15 minutes this month, right? Just 15 minutes every single day, something you can easily squeeze in. It could be that you work for just half an hour on your business, your side business, right? Instead of, trying to grind all the way through the night, basically to achieve what you want to achieve. Because what you want to do is you want to get to a place where you start to become consistent, right? So if you just do that for a month or for a week, then the following week or the following month, you can then add a little bit more time. So if you have been just exercising for 15 minutes for a month every day, then just add another 5 minutes to it. So you start exercising 20 minutes a day for a month. And then when that month goes by, you add it to 25 or you add 30 minutes, right? So it's all about doing that kind of thing so you don't overwhelm yourself, because basically the most important thing for you to become is consistent, right? And that will help you feel a lot better about yourself and make you feel like you are doing really well. So there are some things that I've had to scale back on recently because of my health issues. So I've got some health things going on with me at the moment, and I've had to scale back because I can't do as much as what I was doing before. So I've had to learn to scale back, which has been quite difficult for me because I tend to be an overachiever, like a lot of people who watch videos like this. You're probably an overachiever if you're watching this. So you probably have a lot of things that you want to get done and want to do, and it can be really difficult to scale back, but sometimes it's absolutely necessary to do that so we don't overwhelm ourselves, or we don't injure ourselves, or get burnt out and things like that. Or you just need to slow down sometimes if you've got a health thing going on at the moment, like myself. So it's just one of those things that you just have to kind of take on the chin, and sometimes you just got to realize, what, if I want to be consistent with this, then I've just got to scale back. And doing things like this, like what I've suggested in this video, should help you get a little bit unstuck from whatever it is that you're stuck on in life. Remember to just be of service and go from a place of service rather than worrying about what you're getting and stuff. And sometimes just reframing that often helps. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.